am back, and today is going to be somewhat of an unboxing, but it's really going to be my very first haul video, and I happen to have several this week. Now, I do tend to buy in bulk, and that sounds like an asshole statement, but what I mean by that is I will kind of scour the sites, Trade Post, Amazon, Marketplace, Blu-ray.com, things like that until I come up with a couple that I'm really wanting and I feel like the price is good. And then I kind of tend to buy several at once. So this is my haul for this most recent week. I think it's probably more like 2 weeks. And there are purchases from Walmart. There are purchases from Trade Post. I have a couple that I got at Family Video and a couple that I even got at the Dollar Tree. So those are usually the places I hit up. I always check Dollar Tree whenever I'm looking for anything. And I kind of scour through it. And generally it's a lot of, movies you never heard of or dollar bin type movies. It is the Dollar Tree after all. But sometimes you find some good stuff. Walmart actually has some really cool Shout Factory ones right now. And I did get my hands on one. But I'm still looking for some of those. And then Family Video, I just happened to wander in there recently to check out what they had, and I got a couple through there. And Trade Post, I got a couple good ones through. So let's get right into this and see what this haul is about. So this is my haul that I'm going to be going through. And since I bought them at a couple different places, that's kind of how I'm going to, I think, go through them. A couple of them are used, obviously. CD Trade Post ones, or Trade Post, I guess, Family Videos, and then I've got a chunk of them that are from Walmart and the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start with the ones from the Dollar Tree, which is the first stack there. So that is going to be this little section right here. So let's check those ones out. So the first part of this haul is going to be these ones that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. Now, I'm gonna admit I haven't heard of most of these, but I do like these sort of films, and so I thought for $1 I couldn't really pass up and on Blu-ray. But I did actually stop to look at them because of this film here. Now I am the movie buff, I guess, as it were, in the family. But I every once in a while let my husband choose a film, and recently, I wouldn't say recently, it was a while ago, he chose this one, and I can't even tell you what I remember about the film other than I remember looking at him and being like, that might be the last film you choose for a while. But Hobo with a Shotgun, that is with Rutger Hauer. It's like a campy crime film. He plays some kind of weird hobo with a shotgun. And there's, I honestly cannot recall anything about it. But this was $1. I mean, the cover alone makes it worth it. I love covers like this. It's really a throwback to old times. So let's open this one up and see what we've got going. Well, let's start with the back card. Looks like there's even some special features. Probably not many because it's obviously a low budget film. So back in the day when I first started collecting movies, every movie had this little sticker on the top that you had to peel off. And when I first collected them, I would keep this sticker. I did it with my CDs too. That's just a little tidbit about me that no one needs to know, but I'm sharing it anyway. Oh, I'm surprised this one comes with a digital code. That actually surprises me. It doesn't mention a digital code anywhere on there, but there is a digital code, and I'm going to rush and get that into my digital code family because I need this in my digital library. Again, I bought them or started to look to purchase just because of this one, just because I love the cover, and I mean, Hobo with the Shotgun, that's an awesome title. So on to the next one. This one is called Legend of the Tsunami Warrior. No idea, none whatsoever. I just bought it because it was $1. I do like kung fu-ish type films, so I felt like it was probably a safe buy. That I'm sure it's not a really good film, but it could be. Who knows? I don't recognize any actors in it, but that doesn't mean it's not a good movie. Another one of those stickers. I don't know why. I used to keep them. Like, I kept them like people keep their little boarding passes or whatever that people used to put on their steamer trunks. That is so outdated. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So this one's simple, just a disc and Blu-ray. And I grew up with a brother who lived for Kung Fu movies, so I always have a fondness for him, so I'm sure I'll check it out and possibly enjoy it. This one I bought because I do enjoy Jet Li. I don't remember the last thing I saw him in, so I don't even know how old this one is. A lot of these magnet films, though, I see them a lot at the Dollar Tree, so if you're a fan of those, you can always go check out and see what they've got going. Just another simple Blu-ray, but that's what you get for $1. Can't complain. Adding it to my collection and beefing up those numbers, I guess. Here's another one. This one really just looked interesting to me. Just the cover alone, I thought looked kind of interesting. I don't, again, recognize any of those actors, but figured for $1 I could give it a shot. And again, I love Kung Fu and foreign films, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Again, I don't recognize any of the actors, but I love meeting new actors, so just very simple. A lot of these ones that are, first of all, that are this Magnet company and this Magnolia, but also ones that are, I don't want to say Dollar Tree worthy, because that's not really fair, because there's some good finds there, but the cover art and the CD art are all going to be very similar. So again, this is just no additional shots. And not that that matters. I mean, who cares what the disc looks like? Sometimes it's nice to have a fancy disc, but who cares? And this is the last pickup from the Dollar Tree. I picked this one up because I know this actor and Olivia Thirlby. So that's why I picked this one up. I didn't even read these. Like, sometimes I read the little synopsis on the back, but I didn't even bother. I just thought it's $1. It's actors that I know. So, oh, John Hurt, really? Huh. So I figured, why not? So I don't know anything about this one either. This is all that Hobo with a Shotgun's fault, because I saw that film in the dollar bin at the Dollar Tree and thought, why not? Let's see what else they got for $1 on Blu-ray. And this is what I ended up with. This one's called Damascus Cover. Again, don't know what it's about. But so these are all blind buys. These are buys that I bought just because I saw another one that I wanted and wanted to check out what else they could have. And these are ones that are kind of comparative of the quality of films that they do have at the Dollar Tree, which means not a whole lot. They have films with actors and people you've never heard of. But then every once in a while you'll find a gem. I don't want to call that movie a gem, but I think it's worth $1. So I thought it was fun. It's one of those ones that is like terrible but fun to watch. So all these Dollar Tree purchases, all just because of Hobo with a Shotgun. Now the next chunk of this haul are all films that I picked up at Family Video. Now, Family Video is, as far as I know, besides maybe mom and pop shops, the last standing video rental place. And I have very fond memories of my time working at Hollywood Video and Blockbuster, and so it's kind of bittersweet to go in there, but I'm glad they're still kind of holding on. But also, a lot of them are in old Hollywood Video stores, so it's that's even more bittersweet for me to go in, especially in my area, to go into stores that I used to go work at or visit, my peers at, and it's a whole new store. But so these are all just kind of they didn't have a sale or anything. I had gone in looking for every once in a while. If you go in a couple weeks after a film comes out, they'll have an option with a little sticker on it that says buy for $9.99 or $5.99. So I went in looking for those kind of deals, and that's why I picked this one up. This one's a newer movie, a newer release, Bad Boys for Life. I actually saw this in the theaters. It was the last one I saw in the theaters before the whole pandemic. And so I went in. I wasn't looking for this. I wasn't looking for any of these. I just went in to check out and see which newer releases they had available. And this one was only $10.99. And on Blu-ray, and knowing that I had enjoyed it, even though the plot was kind of ridiculous, I wish they had gone in a different direction, I could pass it up for $10. So, and these never come with digitals. or if they did come with a DVD, they don't come with that. They part those out at Family Video, I believe, because I know my Family Video actually sells the digitals. They have a shelf that's just digitals, which is crazy to me. But I did enjoy this film. I love Will Smith, but in the second film, if you all recall, Gabrielle Union was in it, and they made a big deal about him having a relationship with his partner's little sister. And in this one around, it's just, not that I'm trying to give too much away, she's not in it. We all know that. And so it's just, like, I felt like they could have grown with that whole storyline and took it somewhere else. Even the events of what do take place in the film could have taken place with her still being part of his overall story, and I think it would have made more sense and stayed more true to what they tried to build in the last two films. So for them to completely just cut her out, they do mention her once, I think maybe twice, I thought was kind of a cheap cop out. I also got The Grinch. I have not finished watching this, but I have started it a couple times, so it looks like something I'm gonna enjoy. I know that's not really a good excuse for starting a film and not finishing it and then assuming it's gonna be okay, because if you start it, you shut it off. But for some reason, I haven't been able to get through it. I don't know if it's because the voice talents kind of haven't really connected with me or not, but it looks really cute. Everything I saw was really cute. I just haven't been able to sit down and make time to, but now I will. And I like that it has 3 mini movies. I always like those little bonuses, as I've mentioned time and time again. See, so like this one did come with a digital copy, and I guarantee they sold it. So, more power to them. Any way to keep them open. Creed 2. I really liked the first film. I really like Michael B. Jordan, and so I was looking forward to this one. And I really like that they brought Drago back. And this guy here plays Drago's son. And I think he said like 2 sentences in the entire film, so I'm assuming perhaps he doesn't speak very good English. I think he is actually Russian, or if he does, it wasn't what they were looking for. I don't know. That doesn't matter. But I really liked the intensity, and I like what they did with the story. It wasn't just they did like Rocky 2. I thought it was pretty good, and Michael B. Jordan, I thought, handled it really well, and I think he and Sylvester Stallone have some pretty good chemistry together, so I enjoyed it. And this one, Jupiter Ascending. Now, this is controversial because this one was only like $3, so I couldn't pass it up for $3. But I don't think many people enjoyed this movie, and I can't say that I did or didn't. Like, it was meant to be a big action blockbuster type film, and you get that vibe to it. It looks really good, and it's from the guys who did Matrix. But the script is just, it really leaves a lot to be desired. There's a lot going on, and it doesn't always come together cohesively, so you're kind of left at different parts wondering, why they went left when they could have gone right or whatever. But I still enjoyed it. I love Channing Tatum and I love Mila, so I enjoyed it. It was $2. So these 4 here are my Family Video haul, and I think I spent $25 for these, and the bulk of it would have been on this $10 one here. So I think that was a pretty good purchase there. And now my next chunk of this little haul video is going to be videos from Trade Post. So I don't know if it's really CD Trade Post or Trade Post, but I think they're trying to come into the next century or whatever, and most of them are now just called Trade Post. Now, I know they used to be nationwide, and we have several in my area. I wouldn't say several. We used to have several. We used to have like 3 or 4 over in Omaha, and I think we only ever had the one here. I could be wrong though. Doesn't matter. And they're another shop that I'm glad is kind of holding on. It's a good place to find some rare stuff every once in a while. People trade stuff in, or things that you've been looking for. You can almost always find, like if you're looking for a certain title, you can almost always go there and find it on DVD or Blu-ray. Their Blu-ray collection has really grown over the years. I'm not super into 4K, but that library of theirs is extending a lot, it seems now. So, and you can always get deals. And if you're a member, of course, you get that like buy 2 get 1 free or whatever. They have deals all the time. So I still think I get some worthy purchases there. So So this is my haul from Trade Post. I got Fences, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, and Dumb and Dumber. Now, I think I have the sequel on Blu-ray, but I did not have this one. So I saw this one, and as you can see, I attempted to remove their stickers. I hate their stickers. I wish they made them a little easier to pull off, but whatever, I'll get it off. So anyway, so I saw this one, I think, for like $3.99, and I figured, why not? And again, sometimes theirs do come with the digital copies, but since they're used, you never know if they're going to work. I have more often than not had luck with them working, though, so that's always a score. So this is just the original Dumb and Dumber, which I think is a classic Jim Carrey film. I did enjoy Dumb and Dumber 2, but I feel like they waited about 5 years too long. I mean, a lot of people say they waited too long, period, but I think if they had just a couple years before, I just felt like when you saw them, so much time had passed and they had aged so much, and it just wasn't as believable. Not that much of what happens in these films are believable, but I don't know. But I enjoyed it. They're fun little laughs, but this one's really, really funny. So, again, this one I think was $3.99. And then Percy Jackson. Now, I have not seen this one. I have seen the original and I enjoyed it. I did not read the books. I wish they had done. I hate when they do that. When they start a series, especially if it's based on books that have multiple, that you know could go to more. I hate when they just stop. Like the Allegiant books and Twilight's a bad example because Twilight dragged it out when they shouldn't have. But we all know it happens all the time. So I was really excited to find this one with this kind of cool. I love slipcovers. I think I've said that before, and this one really looks really nice. I really kind of bought it just for how it looks, and because I love these fantasy type movies. I do not have the first one on Blu-ray, so that means I'm gonna have to search that one out. As you can see, I got this one for $6.99. I haven't even attempted to remove that sticker yet. Let's see. I can't remember if I got this with digital. So it looks like there's a couple special features, but not much. Again, those aren't really something that they load up on. So this one has the Blu-ray and the DVD with the digital copy, which unless of course you have that code, it doesn't work. And this did not come with that. So I have never really tried to do the ones with the disc and the code, because for years when I would get things that had that, I didn't even consider what I could do with them, so I lost out on a lot of them because they expire after a while. But so DVD, Blu-ray, and technically it would have the digital if I had that little code. I don't know if maybe I don't need the code. I probably do. Doesn't matter. Let's another look at that little fun shimmer and the back. This was another pickup. Now, I have seen this one and I thought it was really funny. I really like Adam Devine. I think sometimes he's a little much, but I really enjoy him. I can give or take Zac Efron. I don't really have a preference one way or the other, but I absolutely love Anna Kendrick, and I'm really starting to love Aubrey Plaza. So this one I thought was really fun. I thought it was fun to kind of role reverse. I mean, these two do play kind of the typical douchebag guys, but so do the girls. And I love when they do that. I love when girls don't have to play any, specific gender roles. I'm not trying to be too preachy or anything, but that's just so lame to me. So I love when you get to kind of see that. And it was fun. And of course, as you can see, I paid $3.99 for this one. This one is Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. And it looks like I've got all three. I haven't tried the code yet, so I'll have to try that to see if that code works. But so technically the trifecta, which I have mentioned many times that I like, not much going on the inside in ways of different artwork, besides these shots over here. But again, who cares about the artwork? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But it did come with a slipcover, which of course I love. So that's another pickup. And then here is Fences with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. Now, somehow I have not watched this yet. I don't know how that is possible because I love Denzel Washington. But I got this one for $5.99, so I think that's a steal. And I actually can't wait to sit down and watch this because I've heard great things about it. This one's Blu-ray and digital, but I think the code might be gone. Yeah, so I just got the Blu-ray with this one. So that's all I need though. But as I said, sometimes with trade posts or anytime you're going to take the risk of buying something secondhand, a lot of people, especially nowadays, they're going to take those digital copies and you won't get them. But I've been pretty lucky at trade posts. So, oh, this is interesting. Buy this Blu-ray and get a bonus digital HD of The Manchurian Candidate, another Denzel movie, which is pretty good. Looks like there's a couple special features. I've never really seen Denzel in any interviews other than a couple like late night talk show ones, and I don't think I've sat down and watched any like behind the scenes stuff with him, so I don't really know what he's like other than Denzel on the screen. So but again, this one sounds like it's really good, and she obviously won an Oscar for it, so it's one that I'm going to check out. So I was so excited to find so many of them with slipcovers. I love them with slipcovers. So this was my trade post haul. And this next haul are all ones from Walmart. Walmart can be pretty hit or miss. Sometimes their prices can be really good, and I mean, they always try to undercut everybody, but sometimes you just don't find the variety that you would find in lots of other places. So, but sometimes they get really cool things, which is what actually brought me to looking this last time. It's because I had heard some Shout Factory titles were there. So this is my Walmart haul. So let's start. Let's start with Star Trek. I have 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, so I've filled out the trilogy now. I enjoyed this one. I really like this cast together. So I'm hoping that they're going to do the more that they talked about, but I guess we shall see. This one is Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Looks like there's lots of special features on it. I think a lot of sci-fi films, partially because there's so much that goes into making special effects and building the worlds and stuff. A lot of those tend to have a lot of the special features, whereas like a comedy or a horror maybe wouldn't. I can't remember why it's called Beyond. Like I know some of them, their titles are significant, but I can't remember if this one is or not. So again, I think most Walmart ones are pretty bare bones as far as design, but that could just be the production company. Who knows? So we've got the Blu-ray and the DVD over here, and then the digital code. So that'll go into my little digital collection. Again, enjoyable film. I like the series. I'm hoping to see more. I think he was a really good pick. And Zachary Quinto, I think, was a great pick for Spock. So I can't remember this character. But yeah, so this is part 3. First one of my Walmart haul. Next is The Purge. Now, I feel like these are some really interesting sets of films. I think the idea behind it was really original and interesting, and there was a lot of fun that you could have with that storyline. I was actually working at the theater when this film came out, and I don't think that anybody, especially the theaters, expected it to be so popular, but we were selling out like every single show. It was crazy. We kept having to add shows, and I think that just kind of makes you wonder how twisted people are that they wanted to go see this. But I mean, I think they're enjoyable enough. I mean, they're over the top and everything. So this one's just Blu-ray and digital. Again, horror films don't generally have a whole lot of special features. Usually a making of or maybe a featurette, like small things, but not a whole lot of fun stuff. They're just pretty bare bones, but unless you get special editions or collector's editions. I think one of the most interesting and impactful things about this series was the masks, much like the Stranger series. I think the masks really made an impact here. I think it's interesting that so many of the Blu-ray discs, regardless of what their production company is or whatever, look very similar. And they either have a whole lot of art or it's just this very almost exact same look. So now this one was kind of a steal because this one was, I think this one was on clearance somewhere, and I think I paid like $10 for it. So 4K. I think it's actually 4K 3D as well. So I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was an interesting premise, and I love Jennifer Lawrence and I love Chris Pratt. So for me, it was a win-win. I know what he does is kind of messed up in it, but that's kind of the whole point, isn't it? That, you know, when you're kind of pushed to the extreme, what is your response going to be? So again, this is another 4K one. I don't have many, but I'm slowly but surely starting to build my collection because Best Buy keeps having sales. So got the Blu-ray and the 4K. Now, is the Blu-ray only 3D? I guess it doesn't really clarify that. Probably not, though, right? Oh, no, here's the 3D one. So, and I remember just recently, I would say as recent in the last 5 years, 3D was making like a big comeback, especially in sci-fi and like Marvel films. And TVs came out with the cool glasses at home and everything, and then they kind of petered away again, and everybody kind of stopped talking about it. My husband does not like. My husband does not like 3D movies at all. I enjoy them if they're done right. If it's not really about, you know, the gag 3D, but about giving depth to the film. I think that's always pretty interesting. I think it works really well in sci-fi type films where you have this whole mystical or magical whatever world. And I think it can work really well in cartoons. Animated, I think, works really well, but some films it just doesn't work for. My husband hates it, so this is one of the reasons I went looking for films at Walmart was because of these Shout Factory films. There's this one, and I think Cobra maybe, and some John Carpenter films, and Firestarter. And so this is what got me going to Walmart to try to get my hands on some of them. This is the only one I got, but this is one of my favorite Richard Pryor films of all time. My favorite Richard Pryor film of all time is absolutely Moving. I love Moving. I just think Moving is a classic. Followed closely by this and The Toy. I just think was like some of his best films. So I was really excited to get this one. So I haven't even read to see what it comes with. Audio commentary, interview. Oh, there's the original. That's interesting. The original, because it's based on a story or a book. I can't remember. It looks like the original film is on here, which is crazy. I'm a sucker for a theatrical trailer. I'm pretty excited about that. And as I said, like with Denzel, I never really watched any interviews or anything like that with Richard Pryor, so I don't really know what he's like as Richard Pryor. I just know him as a good comedian and a good actor. So this one came with this slipcover, and I love this little none of the above, because if you remember the film, he ran for mayor, and he was telling everybody to vote for nobody. Brewster's Millions is Richard Pryor and John Candy together, and I thought they were a great team together. I thought Richard Pryor can be pretty off the wall, and I thought seeing John Candy play more of the straight guy, even though he was still John Candy, was really fun. So, oh, there's a back. I love that. Oh, it looks like actually there might be, because this is the cover I remember. I remember this cover back in the like VHS days. So that's really cool. I don't know, maybe if you're someone who collects Shout Factory, which this is my first Shout Factory, I think. So, maybe they always do that. Let me know. I like that. There's like a kind of a reverse wrap around there with some different look to it. Same information, but just different look. So like this is the back on the inside, and this is the back on the outside. So just a couple different shots from the film. And then this original cover here. So I like that. That's pretty exciting. It doesn't come with a digital or anything, but I wouldn't have really expected it to. I really wish when they did that, where they upscale it or whatever to Blu-ray, that they would consider doing digitals, because so many people are going to digitals. But I know I was actually just having this conversation with my husband about digital versus physical, and I think our recent times with the pandemic was a perfect example of the fact that it's great that there's digital and you can watch whenever you or wherever you want, but sometimes that just doesn't work. Like with all the streaming services and so many people being at home, a lot of times it just didn't work for anybody. And I have this huge physical collection, so I could watch what I want whenever I wanted. And sometimes, and digital usually allows that, but you know, I like being able to just go pick out my movie when I want. So I'm really excited about this, especially that double wraparound. I wonder what that means. What does shout select mean? I'm gonna look that up. Learning something new every day. I will say that I think Eddie Murphy is probably 100% the actor of the 80s. From 48 Hours to Beverly Hills Cop, I mean, he pretty much could not go wrong. His films were great. His comedy specials were epic and classic, and I even liked some of his films when he kind of started to taper off and people weren't taking him as seriously. I loved the Clumps films, and I remember reading recently about him really being upset with Pluto Nash, but I like that for what it was. But he has done some stinkers, but this is definitely not a set of them. This is through the 3-movie collection of Beverly Hills Cop, and I was lucky to have found it when I did, so pretty excited about this one. I do not have these on Blu-ray, and to get them all together is awesome. So I don't expect these to have it. No, it doesn't say anything about digital. So again, I'm cool with just a physical copy. So I'm going to assume that these probably, if they have special features, would have the same special features that the DVD did, but I don't see anything listed at all, so who knows. But it does say it was remastered, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they look on Blu-ray. Oh no, I'm excited about that. So I think I paid $20 for this. No, I don't even think that was that much. I think it was $15. Oh, and the Brewsters, I think I paid $10 for it. $7? I don't remember. Passengers, I paid $10 for it. The Purge, I got out of the $7.50 or $5 bin. And Star Trek Beyond, I got in the $5 bin or $7.50 bin. And finally, I have Vibes, which is with Cyndi Lauper and Jeff Goldblum. This is one of my favorite kind of campy 80s movies. They both play psychics. I can't remember. Let me read the back and refresh my memory. Yeah, they're brought to South America to help Peter Falk find something, and supposedly their psychic powers is going to help them. I just remember it as being a pretty fun, campy film. Ooh, look at the Peter Falk here. They did him dirty. Look at his, I mean, we all know he has a funky eye, but oh lord. Now, I bought this one, A, because I like the film, and having it on Blu-ray I think is awesome. I do not have it on DVD. I don't know if it was ever released on DVD. If it was, I never found it. But A, it's on Blu-ray, and B, it's this fun throwback VHS slipcover type, which I love. I have a couple like this from, I don't know if this is Mill Creek. Yeah, Mill Creek. I have a couple from the Mill Creek collection. I think I have New Kids with Lori Loughlin and True Believer. with James Woods. A couple like this with this look because I thought they look really cool. They have the original, I think what would probably originally have been the VHS cover. I'm almost positive this was the exact VHS cover. And then the little disc. I just always thought that was pretty fun. I know there's a 90s. Then there's the inside cover. I know that this is like an 80s set. And I think there was like a 90s set where, which I think had like Opportunity Knocks maybe, and Jury Duty with Pauly Shore, and a couple others. Double Team maybe with Jean-Claude Van Damme. That doesn't matter. These are other ones that I don't expect to have any kind of special features really, or any special bonuses, digital, anything like that. It's just I can't get over his face in this. That's just crazy. Did him dirty. So there's that one. And Vibes I paid $7.54, so it was a steal. So there you have it, my most recent haul with films kind of every genre, kind of all over the place. And I purchase them all over the place, kind of wherever I find the best deals and the best opportunities. I'm really excited to add all of those, especially that Shout Factory one, which I'm going to keep my eye out for more because I know they're supposed to have more. And I will have some more videos coming up. I do have some more steelbooks coming up. I'm going to have another threefer, I guess, with my very favorite movies of all time. And that is going to include a giveaway of some digital codes. So make sure you tune in and see what I have next time. And if you enjoy my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.